Oh, good morning, everybody. Let's get these sunnies right. Not that I need them today because we are a bit overcast. Yes, clouds do actually float over the Gold Coast, believe it or not. Although it's supposed to be sunning up for the rest of today. We're hitting 23, and tomorrow we're having a sunny day and it's going to be 25. Not bad, huh? So, hey Elizabeth, how are you? Okay, so guys and gals and animals and aliens and whoever else, rush. Hands up, who always feels like they're in a rush, right? I've been guilty too, and even today I still have all the impulses that drove me in my corporate career for 28 years of being in a rush, and just life in general. You don't have to have a corporate career to feel like you're in a rush, because the whole system's been built to make sure that everybody is in a rush. Whether you're on digital right here, right now, or you're watching The Box. For those that don't know what I'm talking about, they'll probably be the millennials and younger. The TV, television, flat screen thing. So there you guys, got some people joining here. Being in a rush, what the fuck is with that, right? Constantly got to get shit done. And as I said, no messiah talking here about king of anti-rush or calm. That's been my journey since leaving a big part of the rush of my life, which was in the corporate world. You know what? It doesn't even have to be rush there. Why? I don't know if anybody wants to hazard a guess. Because it comes down to one thing, which is you, me. It's all about how we're interpreting our outside world, and you have to become somewhat detached to ideally get into that state and that space of what is called neutrality. So getting neutral to things that are happening outside of you, or recordings you have in your head. Some of them are subconscious, they're coming from the back, right? And you don't know, you just have a feeling, but your conscious part of your brain, or the subconscious, doesn't know, it just has a feeling that was connected to some thought in the back end. So there's two things. And the third is that observing eye, the observer, that thing, consciousness, the one that is overseeing what's going on, overseeing how you're feeling. That's kind of you, that's kind of connected to your soul piece, that one. That's the first major step to go, oh, I'm feeling this. Second thing is, don't get stressed out about getting stressed out. Right? So no judgment from consciousness. Just appreciate the fact that, okay, I'm feeling this way, I get it. That's cool. Be kind to yourself. Because if you're not, it's only going to make it worse. You're just going to spiral out of control. Right? So you've got to go with it. Your body's not lying to you. Your body's just playing on an old program. Again, thinking, oh shit, you got to do this, you got to do that. And oh my God, if that doesn't happen, or oh my God, what if this happens? Time to calm the farm. And what's the best way to do that? Anybody got any ideas? I mean, I've got an answer, but time for you guys to do some work. Who knows? One way of getting yourself out of feeling that rush state, that feeling of a bit of panic, or it could be on the other side, it could be somewhat exciting. I mean, it is exciting, it's stimulating, whether it's negative or positive. It might be a whole lot of positive excitement as well, which is okay for a certain period of time. All these things are fine because they create in the body what's called hormesis. You might know that as healthy tension. And it's okay to have some tension in the system, you know. And by the way, I haven't forgotten to answer that question I just asked you guys. I'm waiting for someone to come up with an answer. But hormesis is a healthy thing, and that's when your body is staying within certain ranges of that equilibrium. I mean, it never stays somewhere static completely. That only happens when the body's dead, right? It's not functioning. The whole thing's got a lot of moving parts. And as long as everything's kind of flowing and sort of vibrating, moving, harmonizing in a certain way within a certain range, that's homeostasis, right? And the body's constantly working towards trying to do that. Now, there are many things you can do to keep the body in that stressed state, but we're talking about rush right now and that panic feeling of got to get all these things done. And then you get that nice little dopamine fix at the other side of it that says, "Oh, good boy, good girl, achievement. Here's a little reward for you." But you know, we've been so smarter people than me have worked out and how to build a system that keeps us in that mode constantly. Whether you're in a job, whether you're watching TV, you're connected, you've got your phone, we're always connected, right? And all that stuff's coming at you to obtain some form of energy from you. And you get to decide whether you give it the energy or not, because everything basically distills down to energy. You know, there's also time and there's money. Time's just a mental construct. You know, it's just the time-space thing in this three-dimensional world that we exist in as humans, where our human body form lives. But it's all about managing energy, which transforms into one form or the other. Anybody that's done any form of physics would know that. You can't destroy energy. It just moves into something else. And everything, when you learn about that concept and how that is everywhere, and you think, okay, what I've got to do then is just manage this energy, manage that energy. Your body's trying to autonomically, through the autonomic nervous system, manage energy. So you don't think about it. Your rational part of your brain is doing a whole lot of, analyzing, it's doing a lot of scanning, rationalizing, and it's actually pretty slow. This is why it's getting very interesting with AI, which is going to learn about learning, and that means it's going to accelerate. It means it's going to get a lot faster and smarter than we are. That's a topic for another better tune in. But I'm going to answer my question now, since no one took the risk of giving me the answer on how to move out of that rush mode. Breath. Breathe. It's the first obvious, tangible, physiological thing you can do to just slow the fuck down, right? With breath, everything, and your autonomic nervous system also knows then there is no panic. But you can consciously slow the body down by forcing, if you want to use that word, breath to be deeper in the diaphragm and slower, and then everything else has to harmonize in. So that's one way. And then if you listened yesterday to the podcast between myself and Adrian, being still, that will then help you go into a state of being still, right? And then all of a sudden your world starts to look different. You start to come from being so myopic and so focused on one thing that's freaking you out, it's your whole world, to back on the balcony of life and going, okay, let's put this into perspective. And so when you do that, then things come back. You come back into closer to being in that flow state. Right? There's a thing I've got called homeostatic flow. And it's when you can get your body into that state of homeostasis, and that puts you in a fantastic position to be able to experience flow for extended periods of time, right? And that's an art. That everybody evolves into, me included. But breath, that's simple. It's that simple. If you keep your pedal to the metal all day, you're going to eventually blow the engine somewhere. So that's it, guys. That's why I also make sure, even though I've got impulses in the morning, and that's the best time for me to do a lot of transactional stuff, but it's also the best time for me to do some cardio. I just did a HIIT this morning, do that a couple of times a week. And that creates hormesis as well, right? Some healthy tension for a period. For my health type, my phenotype, twice a week's enough for me to do that. If I was more muscly, from being an ecto-meso to being a mesomorph, a bit more muscle, bigger bones and stuff, they're explosive. They love the HIIT shit, right? And I'll be doing that, 3-4 times a week at least. But I'm more of a slow, go long endurance guy. That's what I was built for. So twice a week for my body type. And this is all about personalized, exercise, nutrition, sleep, etc., which I've mentioned many times before. So that's pretty well it. So yeah, sorry, I was saying. So, I'll make sure from a consistency point of view, even though I've got one side of me that goes, come on, let's get into it. Let's get some things built. Let's go and respond to, emails, and let's go and do this and that and that and this. To meditation, journal, stretch, and then exercise, whatever I've got planned for the day, whether it's strength work or it's a HIIT or something like that. But I aim to be at least on the beach walking every day because it's such a healthy thing to do, and part of the reason I moved here. So anyway, that's about it. Have a great morning, have a great day, evening, sleep, whatever you're doing right now, or if, we're not on Mars yet, but it seems like that's going to be a realization sometime in our lifetime, God willing. And get present, get out of the rush by just stopping, breathing, getting yourself back to that state closer to that state of flow, right? And then just step by step, get into your day, but just bring yourself back, reconnect with you, right? Because once your mind is going so much forward or it's going back, means you're not here, means you're not present. So that's it. I'm out of here. Have a great one. We'll see you on the next. Better tune in. Oh, and if you want to learn some more, all my videos, all my content is being centralized through heal.me, the group. Go and search on heal.me, and there's a couple of little questions, and bang, I'll hit the approve button and in you come. All right, guys. Catch you later.